everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you again for joining me. Today we've been playing with a ton of drugstore makeup. I thought it'd be kind of fun to do a look just using affordable makeup, and these are things that I've just been tucking away in my drawers, decided to pull them out and create a fun, dewy, smoky, bronzy little look. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to prep my skin with this Wet n Wild multi-use oil. This is really nice because it is good for your face. You could apply it on your hair. You could apply it on your cuticles. My toes are really dry, so I like to put a little bit on top of my toes. It's a really nice light scent of roses, and it does have like little bits of it floating around in there, and this actually settles into the skin nicely. It doesn't leave it oily or anything like that, so it just gives your skin a really nice little glow. Okay, now I'm going to take my little Real Techniques brush right here, and I'm going to go into my Milani foundation. I'm going to put a couple pumps in the back of my hand, and then I'm going to buff that into the skin. And I'm going to skip like underneath my eyes because I don't want to apply too much product underneath, especially because it's summer. So I don't want to layer too many products underneath. And I'm just going to put a really nice light layer of this foundation. This foundation is really buildable, so it could go up to a full coverage. So I just want a little bit to go a long way. Put a little bit on my eyelid and then like in the inner corner. And I'm going to go ahead and put another pump. And that oil just makes everything go on really nice and smooth, and my skin just looks really nice and dewy. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go into my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer, and then I'm going to use the same little Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to dab that. I like to dab it because I don't want it to get streaky, because that can happen. And then I'm just going to drag that down and then just kind of go back and forth. I did put a little bit too much for my liking, but I'm going to go back in with the Beauty Blender just to make sure everything is pressed into the skin. Then go in the inner corners of my eye. Okay, I'm going to get my little Beauty Bakery sponge and just press that whole product into the eye. So that blended in nicely. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go into my little Wet n Wild powder, and this is in the color Banana. And I'm just going to put a little bit underneath just to set that. Put a little bit on my eyelid. Now I can't bake because I have dry under eyes, so I can't really sit here with a ton of powder underneath. So if you have a dry eye, I really like that oil because it just keeps everything from getting too like crusty. And then I just kind of like to go into areas where I don't want, you know, my skin to be shiny. But I'm going to skip this area right here because I do want that to be dewy. This is a really nice powder. It's like the perfect light yellow. And this, again, is in the color Banana. And now I'm going to go ahead and go into my NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And, you know, I love this pencil. It's not heavily pigmented, and I just really like the way this glides on nicely. And I don't like to do like a really crazy brow anything. And then I just kind of go underneath just to make them a little thicker. And then I like to go above my natural brow bone, or eyebrow. And coming out, and this side is a hot mess because I started cutting them. And I don't know why I do stuff without my glasses. Thank God I could fix it. Just go above the line just to make everything nice and easy. So if you do like me and you start chopping and hacking at your brows, just go outside the hairline. Okay, now let's make sure it's nice and even. I just like to blend it all out with this little spoolie. That's it, just really nice and easy. Okay, now I'm going to go into this powder, and this is in the color Cocoa. Now this thing right here drives me nuts because it falls out of this little compact all the time, but this is the color. I believe it's Cocoa. I normally put down the color of everything that I use underneath, but this is a darker powder, but I like to use it as a bronzer. So my little brush from Amazon that I'm always talking about, and I'm just going to warm up the perimeter of my face. Just makes myself look really nice and tan. So kind of like in a 3. And underneath the jaw, always on the neck because you're always lighter. I'm going to add a little bit more because I am really light-handed when it comes to this kind of stuff. Okay, now we're going to go into this Shayla collaboration, and this is in the color, this is the blush, and it's in the color Whistle While You Work. It's a really pretty pink. I'm going to smile and then just put this on the apples of my cheek. It's just like the perfect pink, and it's great for every skin tone. This is a great collaboration with Colourpop. I think she did such a great job. And another color that I like to use is Construct. I think it's called Construct. I can't see, it's all blurry. But again, this is with Colourpop and Shayla. And this little guy, can't open it, but this is the color right here. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of that color, just to tan myself a little more. And I really like the mix between the pink and this color. It's so pretty. Okay, now we're going to take this little guy right here. These are the little tapes from e.l.f. and you can pretty much use anything. You don't have to use these. You could get any Scotch tape, and I just like to apply it right here. Now we're going to go in with the Bronze Gold 35G by Morphe. Something was stuck on it. I think I placed a little bit too close to my eye, the inner corners of my eye. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take a Delium brush, and these are stained because I was using hot pink, but this is a 775, I believe, and this palette does not have the names. It came with that little plastic guy, and of course I threw it out. So I'm going to go ahead and go into this color right here. Actually, I'm going to use another one, which is kind of like a burnt orange, and I'm just going to place that on my socket. I'm just going to blend the heck out of it. And I kind of like to go in a circular motion to really work that color. The nice thing is that I have that tape there, so that's going to just kind of keep everything nice and in line without looking like a hot mess, if that made any sense. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go into this color, and I'm going to focus that mainly on the lower lid. And then I'm just going to drag it up and then just work it in the inner corner and just make sure it's all blended. And then I'm slowly going to move that color up. So it's completely blown out. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little brush from Morphe, one of these little guys. I'm going to take my little Evian water spray and spritz that a little bit. Then I'm going to go into this Milani little palette here. I'm going to go into the black, and then I'm just going to use that as an eyeliner. And I'm just going to wing it out a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of smoke that out. I'm not going to make that line too thick or too thin, kind of like in between, and that is going to be a guide for that little wing liner. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take this little guy, and I'm also going to wet that just lightly, and I'm going to go into this color again. And then I'm just going to work that in the inner corners of the eye, and then I'm just going to drag it all the way across. And then I'm just going to start dragging it a little bit more and just make sure that is connected. And voila! Okay, so I went ahead and did the other side. Now I'm going to take this off, and voila, you have a nice little wing. And then you go over it with a clean brush just to make sure everything is nice and blended. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and go into this little guy right here. I believe this is a crown brush, but it doesn't have the little number underneath. And I'm going to go ahead and go in with this color again. And I'm just going to smoke that out underneath. I'm just going to go all the way from the inner to the outer corners. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and go into this little Colourpop guy here. And this is in the color Sequins, I believe. This is the color. And then I'm just going to pop that in the middle, just to give it a little bit of fun. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and use my Lash Paradise, and I'm going to put a ton of mascara on. And over here I had a little bit of mascara on there and made my lashes white when I applied that eyeshadow on. Or not the eyeshadow, the foundation. Okay, then I'll be back. I'm gonna go ahead and put some lashes on. Okay, so I did pop on some Ardell lashes, and the ones that I'm wearing are the 778, and these are the Remy ones. And then I also really like the 776. These are what they look like. They're super, super pretty. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pop a little bit more of this golden color. This is by Maybelline. So I'm just gonna pop a little bit more in the middle, just to finish off the look. Then I'm going to go into my Milani lipstick, and this is like a number 27, and it's Dulce Caramelo, I believe. It's kind of like a fleshy color, and it smells like watermelon. Oh my god, it smells so good. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and go into my LA Girl lip gloss. And this is like a good dupe for the MAC glass. All right, then we're going to take a brush and then go back into the Milani, and we're going to use this highlighter right here because it is a really nice golden highlighter, and it's just going to tie everything together. And then we're going to go into our e.l.f. illuminating spray. And there's like a lot of it that came out. So I'm going to go ahead and go in and just dab all that into my skin. And that's it. Just a fun look with all drugstore. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and I'll see you again for my next video. Bye.